Hi. Mm, mhm, mhm.
How are you, Shirley? Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Good, thank you. How are you? I'm sorry for the line.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty well as well. I am, well, it's one day, right? It's time to recover the wasted time on weekend, right? On the weekend. Well, how are you? Are you moving or something? That's the reason why you were what you asked me to start 15 minutes later, or what was it?
And I have problem with my company phone, my smartphone, so
Mhm.
I need to pay the service.
Yes.
Yeah, so I get out for the university, so I wait for the company. That's the
All right.
problem with I was thinking but I pay for online, but the service online don't work. I don't know what happened, but I need to wait. So company specific
Yes. Well. So you were there to complain or to just to pay?
just to pay. Yeah, but
Just to pay?
yeah, I don't have service in my phone today, so I don't have internet or I don't get the message or only Wi-Fi.
On Wi-Fi. All
Yeah.
right, I get it. So you're planning maybe to change the provider you're using right now, maybe to move into other company?
Mm, not really, because I need the same number, so I don't know. See, I can change number in different company.
Yeah.
But that's I had 2 months more. That's the don't worry.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine, right? But tell me, how was your experience in that shop? Was it that they, I don't know, is it similar to the attention we receive in Bolivia? For example, I don't know, you make a line with people, or do you get a ticket and you wait for your turn? How was it? How was that somebody attended you?
No, this is different because you don't need the ticket. That's it directly. The person is in this, so you're talking on this person, and you explain what you need. What do you need? So only I need the payment for my service. So the person's only the asking for my number.
Yes,
Yeah.
get it?
I think this is very fast. Probably that's in 2 minutes. I get out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's very fast.
And you didn't have to make a line? I mean, there were no several people there waiting for they to, I don't know, make a transaction there, or it's normally like that. Like people just wait for, I don't know, 2 minutes and they receive their service and they move on and they get out. Is that normal, or was because there were no many people, as I say, this day?
I think this is normal. Yeah,
Mhm.
they have the system specific for that or for the payment, so you can
All right.
choose only your number and you selection the service. That's very fast.
And how many staff members there were available for you to go and require their assistance? I mean, I don't know, more than 10 people waiting for you, or just, I don't know, five, like in Bolivia, right? When you go to, let's say, Tigo, and just, I don't know, there are 4 staff members or 5 staff members at a maximum attending people. In this case, how many people there were as an option for you to be attended?
Mm, I see one people, one
Just one
person.
person?
Yeah,
Mm,
one person. This is
right.
the probably
Mhm.
I was in uh 20 minutes before close, so that's
Okay.
only one
Oh, yeah,
person.
yeah.
Usually
probably-
there are two per people, but today one.
Actually, just one. Well, then maybe, as you say, you were a little bit late. That is to say, before they were closing, right?
Yeah,
Maybe it was because of that.
probably. Yeah.
Right? Because when well, it depends, right? Because sometimes it's actually the other way around, right? That when it is about to close, then is when more people attend because they want to receive a service, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that is the case in America, but at least the case is in Bolivia, right? That people wait until the last moment to go and do something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if in America you have the same phenomena.
Yeah, that's different.
Yes, probably they are eager to do it as fast as possible, right? Well, differences, right, in culture, in the way that, I don't know, people like to behave themselves and to perform their activities, right? Well, so it's part of the culture as well. All right, interesting. So how was your weekend? Did you do something fun with your friends as the other weekend?
This weekend I finished my homework. Sunday was different because I went a car or around the inner harbor. That's a different boat around the park, and I go for the shopping. I can see probably I bought one thing, and that's in the night. I saw a movie. Yeah,
Oh,
with my
wonderful.
friend. Yeah.
With the Peruvian girl
Yeah,
you
the
mentioned?
Peruvian.
Right, interesting. And when you guys are together, you speak in Spanish or in English?
Usually Spanish.
In Spanish?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
But the
You're
movie
right.
was in English.
In English. And what movie was it?
I don't remember the specific name. So I am back in that. But that's totally different. It's about the rescate.
Rescue. Yes, rescue.
For 13 children in a una cueva.
A cave.
How do you say cave?
Okay.
Well,
A cave.
a cave. Yeah. Okay. That's the movie is from Finlandia. Philippines.
The Philippines. Yes. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
That's
you.
a great movie. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, interesting. It was on Netflix or something, or any other
Amazon.
streaming? On Amazon Prime.
Amazon.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. I think I had listened about a movie similar to that one. I'm not sure if it is the same one, because I also remind there is one movie about a similar situation, but I don't know if you listened to this in its time. I don't know if it was in 2015 or before that there were a similar number of people captive in Chilean mine. You remind that some workers trying to get I think it was gold or silver from a mine in Chile. They also were captive. I don't know if you remind that, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and very similar, right? The premise. It's
yeah,
similar.
that's similar. That's similar, but in this case, they are children, so that's more difficult. Yeah, you need rescue for the children about in middle for the water. So
water.
In every children they need the anestesiado.
Yes, right.
Yeah, for rescue and diver, sumergido diver.
Yes.
Sumergido diver in water.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. Well, interesting, right? And was the movie recorded, that is to say, filmed in English, or was it filmed in, I don't know, whatever language people speak in the Philippines?
That's in English. You can the people talking in Philippine usually.
Right.
The streaming translator in subtitle for English.
Yes. All right. Get it? Interesting. I have one friend from the Philippines, actually. I think. Oh no, he's from Vietnam. I always confuse those countries. Vietnam and the other Philippines, right? Because in Vietnam, it's like it's a country. I think it's in if I'm not wrong, Vietnam. It's in the east in the East Asia, and Philippines. I think it's in the West Asia. I'm not sure. We have to check it out later to discover where are these countries. Have ever had Did it ever happen to you that when you watch a movie with, I mean, for example, when you were watching this movie, the English was American or it was British English?
And this movie is American.
American, all right.
Yeah.
But did it ever happen to you, or has it ever happened to you that when you watch a movie in British accent or a series in a British accent, that is to say with actresses and actors that is speaking British English, or at least they have the British accent, or at least they try to fake it, right? Because of course, many times because the movie is located in a British location, some Americans have to change their accent in order to interpret their roles, right, as British people. But the point is, have you ever listened or watched a movie or a series in British English, and then you try to speak in English, and when you're speaking, the British accent comes out naturally as if you had learned English in a British manner? Did it ever happen to you?
Yeah, when I see the movie that's in British, that's more polite. This is different.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
But with regard to the accent, because I think that what differentiates both languages or these variations of English is the accent, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe as well the grammar a little bit, or at least the, how's it called, the syntaxis, right? But nonetheless, I think that the grammars, the accent, right, is what strikes you the most right from the beginning when you listen to different people speaking in these languages, right, or in these variations, as I say. It happened to me, this weekend. There's a series on Netflix, very good. I recommend it to you. Okay, if you want to watch it, maybe you have probably heard about it. Super famous right now. It's Sandman. Have you ever listened? Sandman.
No.
It's a new series that was released on Netflix, I think, last week, and it's fantastic. Honestly, I am very, scrupulous, and I am very, let's say, I like to request a lot from movies, and the point is that this one, it's very good, and the cinematography, it's fine. That is to say, it's wonderful. The photography, it's wonderful. The premise of the series is fantastic. I think that is going to capture right from the beginning. The performance is wonderful, but the point is that it is British. That is to say, the series was recorded with British accents.
Different.
Yes, and the main character is a British person. So if you watch it, it is probably going to happen to you as well, that you're going to start speaking like, oh, actually, it's a quite interesting position to speak this manner, to be with Sheila as well in this class. Nonetheless, well, let's continue with the class. No, that accent the British people have. It's beautiful. In my opinion, it's wonderful. Before I didn't like it, and now it's like I appreciate it. I don't know why. But what about you? Do you like the British accent?
Yeah, I like it. That's a different. I know a doctor for English person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the accent that's totally different in the America. This is,
Yes.
I don't know, describe as, but that's different.
Yes. No, it's different. And even between Americans and British people, they also joke about it. Like, oh, you're British, right? They joke about it because it's super easy to notice
Yeah,
when.
this is the water. This is
Yes,
trying eating for water.
exactly. It's super easy to notice it when you speak a British accent. But yeah, I mean, watch the series if you have time this weekend. You are not going to regret. It's wonderful. I mean, I have not even finished the series. I am, let's say, in the middle, but until that point, it's fantastic. I cannot imagine how the ending is going to be. All right. Well, okay, fun. So interesting. Great that you were watching the movie. It's good, right, to distract your mind sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially when reality sometimes is boring. You have to go and find some sort of of cover in fantasy movies. All right, well, let's go. Okay, so we're going to start them. All right, so today, it's the last day of this unit, as I mentioned you last week. I'm not sure if you already finished by the way, did you manage to complete the tests of the unit, or were they not available to you?
Don't available for me. I don't see the test.
All right,
Only the
that's
TV.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, because we're going to make it together today. All right, that is going to be our activity, and you're going to have time to finish it until you tell me when you want to finish it, and I'm going to give you time. All right, but we're going to be working on that together.
Okay. I have a question for the homework.
Yes.
The other activity for vocabulary, different expression, but I don't answer that. That's specific. That's a totally different translation. But
all right. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna share my screen. Yes, yes. I'm gonna share my screen. And where is it? It's in A1,
A4. Vocabulary A4.
All right. A4, 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 A4. All right. Which one? Piece of cake, 1, 2, or 3?
I don't remember exactly, but that's is piece of cake. Okay, that's
all right. Let's get into one by one. This one?
Yeah.
This? All right, wonderful. Okay, let me change it to student view. All right, there we are. It says in the video, Amy says to Talia, thanks, but it was nothing. Piece of cake, in fact. Okay. The box below contains expressions using footwords. Click on tip icon to see the meanings of these expressions. When you are sure you understand all the expressions, do the exercise, match the definitions with the expressions. All right. Okay, interesting. So a person who affects other people badly, and we have to somehow, well, these are expressions that are figurative, right? You know what is the meaning of figurative, Shirley?
Sorry?
The meaning of figurative, that word, do you know what it means? Figurative?
Figurativo, algo así?
Yes, exactly, figurative. Let me write it for you. Figurative is basically when we make an expression with words that if we try to understand them literally, that is to say, as they are listened, or as we would normally understand things, it doesn't make sense. But when we try to understand those expressions in let's say symbolical way, because they are simply expressions with symbols, right? That are not literal, we understand them. So for example, let's start with that. Figurative, right? So figurative. I'm gonna add a definition here. Figurative. It's okay. Figurative means figurative that refers to symbolical language, right? And the pronunciation, it's like this. Figurative, like this, figurative. All right, there you are. Oh yeah, had a question, Shirley?
No, that's a pronunciation.
Oh yeah, read it. I want to listen.
Figurative.
All right, notice that in this case, the accent is here, figurative.
Figurative.
Figurative, like this. Like as if you were saying figura, figurative.
Figurative.
Yeah, but but in this case, the pronunciation, it's figu. Maybe here, figu, yeah, figurative.
Figu.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Figurative.
Okay.
Right, there you are. Figurative. Yes. Figurative. Okay, wonderful. Let's continue. So these expressions here are Oh, but we were there were some other words, right? Cave, for example. Cueva. And this is pronounced cave. Cave. Oh, come on. Like this, cave. Cueva, cave. All right, there you are. What other one? Rescuing, right? Rescuing. Those are words that we were talking about. Rescuing, which means rescate, right? In this case, it's rescuing. Rescuing. There you are. Okay, okay. Let's come back here to this window. So you were asking about this exercise. Okay, so these expressions here on the right side of my screen are figurative expressions. That is to say, they are to be understood, of course, not as something literal, but they are symbolical. That is to say, they are trying to they're trying to make an effect. That is to say, we are trying to make a point, right? When we say these expressions. For example, a person who affects other people badly. I can see here from the options that a rodent apple, oh, excuse me, apple. That a rodent apple would be the correct one. Do you know what is a rodent apple, Shirley?
No.
All right. Let me show you.
Okay.
By the way, you know what it means, rodent? Rodent. Have you ever listened to the page or the website Rotten Tomatoes? Have you ever listened about this, Rotten Tomatoes?
No.
No.
It's
It's a website on the internet that is for critics, especially critics of cinema. That is to say, whenever a new movie is released, there are some critics in this website that punctuate the movie. That is to say, they give the movie a qualification from 0 to 100, and depending on how good the movie is, they also let's say, attribute to the movie some tomatoes. That is to say, when the movie is good, they give to the movie fresh tomatoes. Okay, good tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. That is the qualification. But when the movie is bad, that is to say, terrible, they give that rodent tomatoes. That is to say, podridos. That is what the word rodent means. Podridos. Rodent, podridos. So when you say, for example, in the pronunciation, it's like this: rodent. Rodent. So when you say, in this case, rodent apple, have you ever heard this expression in Spanish? I think I'm very much optimistic that you have listened to it in Spanish. La manzana podrida, right? Have you ever listened about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So the expression basically means that when you have a rodent apple, right, and you put it into a group of good apples, fresh apples, which are eatable and you can eat them, let's say the effect or the product of such an action is that the rest of the fresh apples are going to get rodent. That is to say, just because you have put this particular rodent apple, the rest are also going to get rodent just because that apple is there. So a person who affects other people badly, in that figurative meaning, okay, symbolical meaning, what would it be? A rodent apple, right? A rodent apple because it's somebody who makes people or who affects other people negatively. You understand the idea, Shirley?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yes. So what about this one, for example? Feel foolish.
Foolish is como culpable.
Foolish means tonto. Let me add it to the vocabulary. Foolish. Okay, let's start with full. Full is the subject. Full means or a noun. Full means tonto as a noun. Okay, noun, and the pronunciation is full with the U. Full. Now, when you say foolish as an adjective, foolish. This is tonto as well, but as an adjective, right? The difference. Adjective. And as I mentioned, this is foolish. Like that. All right, so here in this expression, they are asking us to identify a figurative expression, which would mean that we feel foolish, right? But okay, so it's difficult, of course, to find one because having it on your face, it could be, or it could also be go bananas. I'm not sure, but let's continue looking for others, and we can then, discard the others, and we're gonna see. Get very stressed out. All right, that is also difficult to find. Something that isn't hard. Okay, in this case, of course, this is super similar, or this is super famous, excuse me. A piece of cake. Why? Because when you say a piece of cake, is that when you have of course, a cake, right, or some sort of I don't know, food. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, it's easy, right? Because you just go and cut it, and then you get it, right, and you eat it, and it's super easy. So something that isn't hard, a piece of cake, good. Something that you hope for, but you doubt will happen, right? In this case, I think that it's pie in the sky. And why? Because I think the expression in the sky, right, means something that is very difficult to attain, right? As the expression, for example, that we say sometimes, it's more difficult to ascend the sky, right? Or it's as difficult as the sky, right? Whatever. So I think this is really the correct one. What about this one? Get very stressed out. Stress out, of course, it's estresado, right? Stress out. So I guess this would be this one. Have egg on your face. Of course, these are American expressions, right? Surely. We never use this one, right? Tener un huevo en la cara. You say that in Spanish, and it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
But these are American expressions. So have an egg on your face. I would suppose that is have an egg on your face. Oh no, actually I think that is go bananas. Yes, go bananas. And feel foolish is have an egg on your face, because have an egg on your face seems like something ridiculous, right? Have an egg on your face, it sounds ridiculous, so it made me think that has to do something with foolishness, right? With tonterías. And go bananas, I don't know, crazy things. Do you understand the exercise?
Yeah.
Right. Let's see if our responses are correct. All right. Yes, I mean, we were good in this one. Get very stressed out. Go bananas. Feel foolish. Have an egg on your face. Right. You did it well. A person who affects other people badly. A rotten apple. Something that isn't hard. Piece of cake. And something that you hope for but you doubt will happen. Pie in the sky. Yeah, we did it pretty well. So there you have some expressions for you to learn. And maybe some of your friends, some of your friends from America tell you one of these expressions, and of course you're not going to get confused because you know them, right? Have it on your face, it's something that has to do with feeling foolish, right? Maybe some of them tell you, I don't know, oh, today we feel that we have an egg on our face, right? Though do you understand that they are meaning that they feel foolish, right? And something like that. Or if somebody says, oh, things are going bananas in the laboratory today, right? And that means that everybody is stressed out in the laboratory, right? You get it?
Yeah.
Wonderful. There you are. So any other questions, Shirley, here?
No, I don't have a question.
Okay, there we are. Wonderful. So let's get into the exam as I was mentioning. So what we have. Okay, let's get here. Yes, you're right. This is not visible. I'm gonna make it visible right now. Module 8 tests. Okay, design. Would you like to have time until until what day, Shirley? Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Wednesday? Well, I mean, it would be good if you could make it until Wednesday. Is it fine, or you're gonna be super busy?
No, that's fine. Wednesday.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you're sure?
It's okay.
All right, wonderful. So well, there you are. Wonderful. So you're gonna have time until Wednesday, which is of course this is not going to take you so much, okay? So don't worry. It's these exercises are very short because of course they are exams, so the exercises are not very short anyways, right? So I'm gonna give you 2 attempts, by the way, for you to make it, all right? That is to say, if you consider you can make it better a second time, if you start again, you're gonna be able to do it, okay?
Okay.
And there you are, design. Okay, there we are. Okay, let's go into these exams, actually, precisely into them, and let's work on them together until we can, or until the point that we can reach today. So let's, would you like to receive my help in particularly in any of this, Shirley? Would you like to do one of them particularly today with me?
I don't know. Grammar?
Grammar, all right, let's go on grammar. Okay, so you are able to see right now, Shirley, the exam?
Okay, I can see it for my laptop. Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
I got it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And by the way, this is going to be super easy because as I told you, especially in grammar, they just got crazy this time because it's super easy. It's basically, as I said to you, a summary or I don't know, a feedback of everything you have been learning until this time, not only in these courses, but with regard to all English grammar, I would say it's super easy. For example, this one, I never, well, in this case, I never am eating, of course, it's not the correct answer. I never have been eating ham, of course, it's not. I never eat ham. In fact, I am a vegetarian, right? My mother convinced me visiting my grandparents during my summer vacation. Convinced to visit or convinced me to visit my grandparents during my summer vacation. Which one? An idea here, should it? Or
Me
okay.
visit. Me to
This
visit.
one? This one, right? Okay. My mother convinced me to visit my grandparents during my summer vacation. Very good. It's actually correct. And finally, she's been an actress since she was 12 years old. And here we have a question of, if you remind, we have seen this, right? This is confirmation questions. Hasn't she? Isn't she? Or has she?
The first has no share.
Yeah, this one, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Right, right there. Yeah, you're right. Remind that, how do you know that this is the correct answer? Whenever you use has, right, and want to make a confirmation with somebody that you say it's true, you make it with the opposite. That is to say, if you are using has in this sentence, you make hasn't, right? But for example, if your sentence, that is to say this, it's positive, or excuse me, it's negative with, for example, he hasn't won the championship. Has he? Right? In this case, in the question, we would use has instead of hasn't, right? Why? Because in this other sentence that I am commenting to you, it's he hasn't won the championship with hasn't. So if you want to confirm that, you have to use the opposite, which in this case would be has, right? Has she or has he? But as in this case, it's a has in a positive manner. She has been an actress since she was 12 years old. Hasn't she? Right? With the opposite, that is to say, negative. You get that? Sure, you reminded, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. There we are. Okay, let's go with another one. No, I don't know. I close it. Okay, here we are. Kelly and Amy are talking about having a party. Complete the dialogue, drag and drop the answers into the correct blanks. you will not use all of the answers, right? Oh, here we are in the teacher's view. It's the student view. There we are. Next. So complete the dialogue, drag and drop the answers into the correct blanks. You will not use all of the answers. So it says, Amy, you look depressed. Are you okay? super strong, right? This conversation. You're depressed. You look depressed. Are you okay? Talia says, I'm fine. Unjust.
A little tired.
Yes, very good. A little tired, right? Little tired. I'll be relieved when this story is finished, right? You know the word or the meaning, excuse me, of this word, Shirley? Relieved?
No.
Right. This is what I'm looking for it. So,
Relevante.
by the way, in this case, it's look at this.
Okay.
When you use this word as a verb, in this case, I am writing it down as a verb. Relieve means aliviar, right? And the pronunciation it's relief. Like that, relief. And when you use it as an adjective, in this case, of course, the only thing you are augmenting is relieved, the D. Relieved. And also the pronunciation doesn't right, right? Aliviado o aliviada. Relieved. Oh, no, in this case, it's not re. It's re. Relief, and here, relieved. Like that. Relieved. You get it? Relief, aliviar. So you can use this one in a lot of situations. For example, I don't know, you are very busy at work and somebody tells you, hey, would you like to hang out later? You say, yes, that will help me to relieve my stress, right? Or for example, I want to relieve my sister's sadness, right? You say, or that's the reason why I bought her a present, right? Something like that. You get it, Shirley, this word, relief?
Yeah.
Wonderful, there we are. Relief. You pronounce it very, very much strongly in the F, relief.
Relieved.
Oh yes, in this case, in the adjective, yes, relieved. Because we are using it as an adjective, right? Aliviada. So in this case, yes, it's relieved. Wonderful. Okay, I'm sorry. What about this one? Amy says, me too, let's celebrate with a party. That sounds great. Amy says, we
are going to.
Yes, very good. We're going to name the location. Talia response. I remember.
To go.
Yeah. All right. Marvelous. You know this word really? Marvelous?
No.
All right. Marvelous, it's basically a synonym of great. All right. Marvelous is a synonym of great. But nonetheless, marvelous. Grandioso. Marvelous. The pronunciation? Marvelous. That is marvelous. Okay. Marvelous. It's, as I say, an alternative for you when you want to express that something is great, right? Oh, that's great. You can say instead, or rather, oh, that's marvelous, right? The pronunciation, marvelous, as Marvel, right? This superhero company that makes movies and produce movies and release movies about superheroes and all this universe that they have created, right? The Avengers, Captain America. It's very similar. The word's marvelous, right? So try to say Marvel and just augment the S, marvelous.
Yeah, that's great. A question for that. You use this word for only adjectives, or you can fill in with iron marvelous, or you don't say that?
Yes, you say it right, because when you say I am marvelous, you would be saying as an adjective, right? Because when you say I am marvelous, remember that an adjective is every single thing that describes an object or a person, right? So in this case, when you say I am marvelous, you are using it as an adjective, so it's not changing. Now the difference would be if you say I am one of the marvelous, right? Because in that case, you are using marvelous as a noun. So in that case, you wouldn't use it, right? When you use it as a noun, of course, this would not be used because this is an adjective. I mean, right here, it's not a noun, it's an adjective. So whenever you want to use it as an adjective, it's possible. But for a noun, como un sujeto, there is another word, right? And that one will be marvel, grandioso. But as a noun, for example, have you ever heard about the famous superhero Captain Marvel, right? Captain Marvel, this that I think is interpreted by Brie Larson, this blonde. Yeah, have you listened about that? Captain Marvel?
I listen, but I don't say, but I listen.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's not very good anyways. Don't waste your time. it's not a good movie. It's not a good superhero. So the point is, yeah, I mean, she's Captain Marvel. Why? Because ella es la Capitana Grandiosa, right? Captain Marvel, or Grandiosa, right? In this case. So you say this is a noun, and the pronunciation, I think it's obvious, right? Marvel. It's not necessary for me to put it. All right, Marvel. There we are. Okay, it's clear that, Shirley, right?
Yeah, that's clear. Thanks.
Wonderful. There we are. Okay, let's continue next. Okay, and she says, or she responds, I think I've heard of that place. Next. Now, says Talia and Amy continue planning their party. Complete the dialogue, drag and drop the answers, blah, blah. All right. Well, we'll need to find out the cafe's hours. You can call
To ask.
Yes, very good. To ask how late they are open. And here, this is a confirmation question, right? How would it be?
Can you?
This one or this one?
Yeah, the can, not you. Yeah, the first, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, negative. Wonderful. Yes, you're right, because as I told you, when you're making this confirmation questions, you use the opposite, right? In this case, it's this can. So you're going to use can't, right? But if it were saying you can't call, right? Then you would say, can you, right? You find it, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So Amy responds, sure. How many people do we want to invite? Talia says, I don't know. All I know is that we don't have. Remember, we have seen this, the quantity expressions, right? Are you sure?
Not really, because I have a problem in this answer in activity because I push mash, but the system or for selection were not correct. So I confused for that.
Right.
I think it doesn't mash tie, doesn't count.
Yes, you're right. And yeah, you're right when you say with this word you need to be super careful. Why? I think that I told you, right, this when we were discussing this. Time is a very tricky word. Why? Because time in English means two things, right? It means vez, but it also means time, tiempo. When you are using the word as vez, right? Let's say 2 times, then you're going to use many. But when you're going to use it as and here, vez. But if you're going to use it as tiempo, much time. Tiempo. Then in that case, it's much, as I say, or little. That's, yeah, you're right. It's super tricky, this one. So you have to be very careful to know in what context you're going to use it, right? If you know that you're going to use it in contexts that are related to veces, for example, I need to go to laboratory 3 times 3 times per week, or I don't know, 5 times per week, right? Then you're going to use it with many. Or if you're going to talk about tiempo as such, you can say, oh, I don't have much time to do this. No tengo mucho tiempo para hacer esto, right? Much time or little time. Okay, you get it?
Yeah, that's clear.
Wonderful, there we are. Okay, wonderful. Let's finish this before we complete the class. Our plan
It's completed.
Yes, very good. And the story is finished. Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll call the restaurant when I get home. You can come up with a guest list, right? Sure, no problem, she says. No, what is a guest list, Shirley?
¿Lista de invitados?
Yes, very good. Guest list es una lista de invitados. All right, wonderful. Okay, so as I told you, this is going to be available for you to work on it until Wednesday. So you are thinking having enough time, because as I said, it's super easy, it's super short, not really long. And as I tell you, this is going to be using our knowledge today, a piece of cake for you, because it's super simple grammar, right? It's not difficult at all. You're not going to go bananas with this. There you are. All right, wonderful. So we're gonna stop here. Gonna save this. You have any other questions, Julie, about this? You're gonna start a new unit tomorrow. Any other thing that you have not maybe understood very well that I can clarify?
No, I don't have question with this unit. Probably
All right.
that's the operation only.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, as I say, it's very easy unit anyways, but I hope the next unit we are going to have more things that are new to discuss, and we're of course going to continue learning. Okay, wonderful. So, oh, didn't have to erase that. No, it was fine. So I'm gonna save this. This is going to be called August. August is about to finish, right? What a craziness. By the way, you're not going to come back you're not going to come back on time to the Santa Cruz anniversary, right? You're gonna come back later.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess you're gonna have to prepare majadito, right? As a celebration in America, and show it to your friends.
Probably.
All right. Do you know how to cook majadito, by the way?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
No perfect, but I try.
Yeah, of course, that's the idea, right? I think that they are going to find it very interesting, especially if you put the. I have always wondered if there's a different word to say plátano in English, but I think it's not. I think it's also banana. So they're going to be super curious when they see bananas on their dish.
Yeah.
And also the egg, right? They're going to get very confused. Hey, shouldn't this be a part? Super confused. There you are. Okay, wonderful, Shirley. There you are. Okay, I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna stop this, and please help me with the traditional poll. Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful. This is the. I'm gonna launch it. Okay. We're here. And also ask your Peruvian friend to cook for you ceviche, right? That is the traditional food of Peru, right?
Yeah. Ceviche.
Ceviche. See. Closed.
Okay.
Wonderful. There we go. And also to be your assistance. Okay, wonderful. So thank you very much, Shirley, for your presence and for your responses. Tomorrow, as I told you, we're going to start with a new unit. I'm going to prepare the material right now. And I hope that the unit is going to allow us to see more advanced topics so we can discuss and improve, of course. But I think that this unit has been useful for us to remember basic things, basic notions of grammar. That you know that when you are, of course, trying to learn to come back to the basics, it's something very useful and advantageous many times, right? So I think that we have done that. Okay, so thank you very much, Ellie. Tomorrow, and as you finish your exams, I'm going to be as well showing you your scores for this unit. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Wonderful. So thank you very much and have a wonderful day and night. Okay. See you later.
Thank you.